Good morning, everyone. On this Wednesday of the third week of Easter, we're continuing our reading in the book of Acts, and we're in chapter 8, verse 1b through 8. There broke out a severe persecution of the church in Jerusalem, and all were scattered throughout the countryside of Judea and Samaria, except the apostles. Devout men buried Stephen and made a loud lament over him. Saul, meanwhile, was trying to destroy the church. Entering house after house and dragging out men and women, he handed them over for imprisonment. Now those who had been scattered went about preaching the word. Thus Philip went down to the city of Samaria and proclaimed the Christ to them. With one accord, the crowds paid attention to what was said by Philip when they heard it and saw the signs he was doing. For unclean spirits, crying out in a loud voice, came out of the many possessed people, and many paralyzed and crippled people were cured. There was great joy in that city. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Well, we left off with the stoning of Stephen, and that almost became like a sign of the floodgates being opened for persecution. Yes, there was some persecution before this time. The apostles were put into prison, but nothing of this caliber. It was like the death of Stephen gave open time to go out and persecute people, entering house after house. I mean, that's quite a change in attitude that was going on. Now, the word that's interesting in here, that there are two words for this word for scattered. They were scattered. They were forced to leave. Many of them had to leave the houses where they had been part of for quite some time. There's two words for this in Greek. One word of scattered is scattered in the sense that it just suddenly disappears. But there's also a scattering as if you're scattering some seeds for more growth. That's the word that's used here. In a certain sense, what's being said here is the persecution became the point of scattering for more growth, which is exactly what happens in the next paragraph, where Philip goes down into Samaria. And this is an area where both Jews and Samaritans did not get along. But it didn't matter for Philip. He went out there boldly proclaiming the gospel to the Samaritans, folks that under usual circumstances would not get along. And people paid attention. They listened to what he had to say. And great signs and wonders were also being brought about by Philip as he was proclaiming the gospel. The good news, the Messiah has come, because the Samaritans also believed about the Messiah. And so we see in this whole episode, persecution did not stop the church. It only caused it to spread further and further abroad, spreading the news beyond the scope of just Jerusalem. Well, there are folks who are being persecuted within the church today throughout the world. And I think it was, Tertullian who said, the blood of the martyrs is a seed of the church. It just keeps on growing. You may kill, but it only causes more growth to happen because that word will not be stopped. Stay safe, folks. Hopefully we get to see each other soon. Bye for now.